When tracing the evolution of Princess Catherine's public image, one detail emerges as particularly telling: her use of headwear. Between 2018 and 2020, headbands became a defining signature, signaling a phase of experimentation with modern, accessible fashion. Yet by 2022, as she stepped into the role of Princess of Wales, those playful accessories gave way to more traditional hats and fascinators, reflecting her shift into a higher station. Seen through the lens of her appearances, the story of Catherine's headwear is less about fashion than it is about role, identity, and the careful balance of accessibility with regal gravitas. Headbands first rose to prominence in Catherine's wardrobe around family and personal milestones. At Prince Lewitt's christening in 2018, she wore a thick ivory floral headband by Jane Taylor, a choice that softened the formality of her cream Alexander McQueen dress with maternal warmth. At her friend Sophie Carter's wedding the same year, a floral design by Juliette Botterill added romance to a cornflower blue coat dress, blending private celebration with refined elegance. Even at Christmas time in Sandringham, a felt headband with a subtle bow allowed her to remain festive without straying from royal protocol. These moments demonstrated how headbands could be both approachable and chic, a bridge between family intimacy and public tradition. The accessory then began to appear at national commemorations and diplomatic occasions, showing its versatility. At the Armistice Day centenary service in 2018, a black silk velvet headband with a crescent moon design was bold yet respectful, turning a solemn Catherine Walker coat into a statement of dignity. A year later, at the Festival of Remembrance, she wore a crystal-studded Zara headband costing just £30, proving that high street pieces could hold their own alongside designer ensembles. On the 2020 tour of Ireland, a black velvet headband by Lele Sadughi echoed Prada's runway and underscored Catherine's willingness to adopt contemporary trends while still reinforcing diplomatic ties. Through these choices, she blurred the line between royal tradition and fashion-forward accessibility, cultivating relatability without surrendering authority. Yet as her role expanded, the headband gradually receded. From 2022 onwards, after becoming Princess of Wales, her public appearances showed a pivot to traditional millinery. At Anzac Day that year, she wore a tweed Jane Taylor piece with tuxedo bow detailing, bridging headband form with hat-like structure. But at King Charles III's coronation in 2023, she abandoned the headband entirely in favor of a silver leaf headpiece designed by Jess Collette and Alexander McQueen, a creation both modern and regal, echoing the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II while signaling a new chapter. By Remembrance Sunday in 2024, she chose once again a Philip Tracy hat, the very design she had first worn in 2006, deliberately rejecting the playful headband aesthetic. This was continuity through symbolism, a way of stepping fully into the language of monarchy. The trend has carried through to 2025. At the 80th anniversary of VE Day, Catherine wore a magenta Catherine Walker coat dress with a matching bow-topped hat, and in her surprise visit to Colchester Hospital later that summer, she appeared in a navy McQueen coat with a Lock & Co fascinator. Both choices reflected her evolution into more formal, queenly silhouettes. Headbands, once her hallmark, have disappeared, replaced by pieces with historic resonance and ceremonial weight. The shift is striking not only for what it reveals about her personal taste but also for how carefully her image is being shaped in preparation for her eventual role as queen consort. The arc of Catherine's headwear is therefore more than a fashion story. It charts a transition from a young mother experimenting with modernity to a future queen embracing tradition. The headband phase humanized her, brought her closer to the public, and allowed relatability in a way tiaras never could. But as responsibilities deepened, those same accessories gave way to millinery that carries the authority of precedent. In the end, Catherine's choices show how even the smallest detail, a band of velvet, a bow of silk, can carry immense symbolic weight in the ongoing narrative of monarchy.